Ladies and gentlemen, the world is in more trouble than most people in the world know with the ongoing conflict in Russia. There's more to it than you think, and I'm going to break it down for you right now and show you how you can protect yourself. Let's go.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International Stacker.
Hey guys, International Stacker, back again. Sorry about my voice. Currently on my deathbed. Is it the hashtag beer flu? I'm not sure, but what I do know is that I need to get this video out to all of you to let you know on really a major situation that's occurring. And it's not the war. I mean, the war is a major situation, but this is a knock-on effect from that. If you like my videos, I make videos traveling the world and finding gold and silver and talking about different investments and what I'm doing to hopefully become a millionaire. And yeah, so if you like that type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Look below. If that button's red, you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And a big thank you to Uranium Energy Corp for sponsoring this video. Now guys, there is a real situation here that most people are really unaware of. And I believe what we are witnessing now could be called a global energy reset. You know, many feel that the monetary system around the world is going to experience a reset. And I believe the same thing is happening in energy. Now, what do I mean by that? Russia is a major exporter of energy between oil, natural gas, and uranium. And if we've learned anything, it's that, you know, they really cannot be relied upon. And as a matter of fact, look at this stat report from BP, British Petroleum, and it shows you that Russia remained the second largest gas and third largest oil producer in 2020, accounting for 17 and 12% of the global output. As of 2021, they were the fourth largest exporter of energy in the world, following countries like China, United States, I forget the other one. Now let's look at Europe. Over 40% of gas consumed in Europe in 2021 came from Russia. Okay, over 40%. This has to change. This is a major issue with resiliency. This is a big problem that we're seeing manifest itself in Europe. And you know, Russia has traditionally controlled supply of natural gas, etc., and made cuts or reductions to punish countries in the past, and they're doing the same now. What do I mean? Look at this. Russia cuts gas flows further as Europe urges energy saving. This is crazy. As a matter of fact, there was times going back to 2002, 2005, that time range where they were cutting off supplies, I think, to Ukraine. And that's probably another reason why they're attacking Ukraine, because they have to pay Ukraine subsidies for all the oil or gas or whatever they send through their country to Europe. And that's why they're building those other pipelines. Now, in terms of talking about Russia being a major exporter of energy, half of American uranium that electrifies 1 in 5 every American homes, maybe yours listening right now, comes from Russia and Kazakhstan, and that needs to change. Additionally, 18.9%, almost 19% of power generated in the United States is nuclear power. The one thing you have to realize, whether we agree with this or not, put that aside, okay? We're dealing with the sandbox we're in. When you look globally at the push towards what's called environmental social governance, or ESG, you know, that push for carbon-free, zero emissions policies, blah, blah, blah. One thing is certain, with the continual push, you know, to this green power generation, whether we agree with it or not, fossil fuels are the worst choice, leaving uranium as what I believe to be the number one up-and-coming choice. And, you know, there's not a single green power option that can supply the world's needs. Some industry experts have said that wind and solar could do 70% of the Earth's power needs, which I really don't believe. But even so, if that's the case, that leads to 30% gap in global power needs where we stand now, not counting for the future. And according to the Nuclear Energy Institute, you know, going along the green tech, no pollution, blah, 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 the U.S. in, I believe it was 2020, avoided more than 471 million metric tons of CO2 with nuclear power generation. Now, we all know for a while that environmentalists were pushing back on nuclear power. As a matter of fact, Germany shut down their nuclear plants, which what I believe was to a virtue signal. But boy, oh boy, I bet bet they're regretting it now. And as a matter of fact, there are rumors that Germany is looking at possibly restarting that up. Look how short-sighted that was, getting most of their power from Russia and then getting rid of their cleanest way to generate energy. That is just absolutely insane. And as a matter of fact, in Illinois, a nuclear power company that would have closed some of its reactors if not renewed was recently renewed by the governor. You see here, $700 million. Now, I truly believe, and many others do as well, that there's no other way to meet the power demands of the world, that continue to increase as more people are born, obviously, without nuclear power. Additionally, Finland recently started its first reactor in over 40 years. The UK plans to increase their capacity, as you see here, from 7 gigawatts, which is 8 plants, to 24 gigawatts by 2050. Additionally, France generates 70% of its power from nuclear, and they recently stated that they would reverse plans to shut down older reactors and build another 6 by 2050. Even the Netherlands plans to build at least 2 nuclear reactors in the coming year. So what do I believe? I believe the world is facing a global energy reset, whether it's natural gas and oil to Europe, whether it's uranium to the United States and everywhere else around the world. One thing we know is that Russia, at least in the short term, is not going to be a reliable source of that, creating strains on energy around the globe. Now, remember, I've said in the past that I'm not a financial advisor. My disclaimer's in the description below. I believe we're in a situation here to really benefit from this. Remember, more millionaires have traditionally been made in times of economic collapse, in times of crisis, warfare, etc., etc. I mean, if you look at the gold rush in California and Alaska, the people who truly became millionaires were the people selling pans and shovels to the miners coming, right? In the same vein, I believe that there is a true opportunity here. Now, if you remember when I first sprang up Uranium Energy Corporation, that was back in 2021, and it was around $3 a share back then. Now it's $4.20, and a $1.20 increase. And what's really exciting is that it has a price target of $7.20. So that's another $3 on top of it if that target comes true. I like this company because I consider this an undervalued pick that has already gained since I first highlighted it. And this is the major uranium play in the United States. There's no other fastest growing company like this. And they put their money where their mouth is. And I'm going to highlight that in a second. They're stackers, guys. They're literally stackers. And I'll show you that here in a few minutes. But there's really no other way, I believe, to play in their uranium sector. One thing I think that's always important is to see what the institution's doing. You all know that Nancy Pelosi tends to somehow magically pick the best stock picks out there, and there's people that follow what she does. Well, I believe in seeing what the industry leaders are doing and maybe copying them, especially if they're not being vocal about it. You can see here BlackRock, which I know many of you don't like. I don't like what they're doing, and basically buying up all of America and housing, etc., etc. However, what I can tell you is they bought 16 million shares in UEC, so that should tell you something. There's many different Wall Street Hall of Famers that are investing in UEC, in my opinion, making this a heavy hitter institutional play that maybe folks don't really know about yet. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about BlackRock. I'm talking about State Street. I'm talking about Fidelity, Eric Sprott, not a big deal, just a billionaire out there, Vanguard Group, UBS, and many other names go along with that. Additionally, one thing I like, and you remember, I've spoken in the past about royalty companies, right? I just did a video on a gold royalty company. Well, the thing I like about the UEC as well is they have a very large stake, around 16%, in Uranium Royalty Corp. That's a royalty corporation for the uranium place, okay? And also, they have about 182 million or a bit over that in cash and liquid assets. And finally, when I said that they're stackers, if you follow our tenet, gold and silver stackers, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Well, they are stackers. They literally have a warehouse with over 5 million pounds of physical uranium. So although you and I cannot stack uranium physically like that without breaking some laws, I'm sure, investing in this company gets you as close to physically owning uranium as possible, because again, they have a giant hoard stacked to the sky. So anyways, guys, guys, this is just what I'm thinking. With the metals, I've been thinking the royalty play, thinking the same thing with the uranium, but I think with what we've got going on in Russia, there are some huge opportunities, and I would like to know what you all think. If you want me to cover this company more, let me know. If you want me to interview some of their folks, let me know. I've interviewed several in the past. I interviewed Amir, I interviewed Scott, so let me know if you guys want me to cover this more. But again, I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing and how I'm positioning myself, because remember, I believe, and I know many of you believe, that gold and silver is anti-inflationary way to preservation of wealth. Not necessarily a true investment, although I do think we're in a time where it's going to have a pretty decent return like an investment, but also looking to diversify myself into investments that I think will do well in the current market and align with my beliefs on whether gold, silver, the uranium market, etc. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you want to be added to my will to inherit my gold and silver, because I'm literally on my deathbed. I paused this recording like 100 times for coffee fits. It's been crazy, but I made it through. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like my content, want to help it to get out to more people, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I have literally over 1,000 videos on gold and silver in my travels around the world. So please go watch some of my older stuff. I promise you'll like it. And if not, I'll give you a refund. Okay? Anyways, I guess I'll say, catch you on the next one. Woo!
One stacker.